Ishan, I didn't turn. The altar was still dressed in red and gold. The garlands had dried around my neck, the petals curling inward like they knew, like they mourned before I could. She's not coming, Dia whispered. No, I said. She's just late. You know Rhea. Always took her time with everything. Ishan, she's coming, I repeated. My voice cracked. She said she would. The crowd had thinned. Chairs stood crooked, half empty. Murmurs moved like smoke, thick and suffocating. He's still standing there. Poor guy. What kind of girl leave her groom like that? She promised. I muttered. She said she'd never leave. I know, Dia said gently. You believed her. I looked down at my hands. My fingers still shook. She held my face that night and said, no matter what, I'll show up. I'll marry you, Ishan. I swear it. Dia sat beside me on the altar step. Her lehenga swished against mine. I saw the way she looked at you. I thought she meant it too. She was crying. My throat burned. That night, remember? Outside the cafe. She was scared. I held her. I told her I'd protect her, that no one would ever take her from me. Maybe someone did, Dia said. I turned sharply. What do you mean? She was scared of something. Or someone. You said it yourself. I clenched my jaw. So she runs? On our wedding day? She might have thought it was the only way to keep you safe. Safe from what? I snapped. From love? From a life together? She destroyed me. Ishan. No, I stood. She begged me to trust her. Every time she cried, I was there. Every time she ran, I followed. But today, I stood here like a fool while everyone watched me fall apart. Silence stretched between us. She could have called. She didn't. I whispered. The mandate flickered as the wind picked up. A marigold garland dropped from above and hit the ground. I remembered her laugh, loud, uncontrolled, the way she used to run barefoot through the sand. The night we carved our names into that old tree by the lake. I asked her if she was scared of marrying me. I said. She laughed and said, I'm only scared of losing you. Dia exhaled. I don't think she meant to hurt you like this. She didn't just hurt me. She buried me alive. Dia reached out, her fingers barely grazing my wrist. Let's go. Let's get you out of here. I can't leave, I said. Not yet. What if she comes? You really believe she still might? I looked at the mandate, at the dying flowers, at the empty aisle. No. Then why are you still here? Because I didn't know who I was without her. Dia stood. Then come with me. Please. I didn't move. Ishan. She left me, Dia. I said quietly, in front of everyone, on the most important day of our lives. She promised forever and gave me silence. Dia's eyes shimmered. You don't deserve this. None of it. I swallowed hard. I don't know how to breathe without her. You will. How? One breath at a time. I shook my head. She swore, Dia. She swore she'd never leave me. And yet, she did. The words hung heavy between us. I waited. I said, my voice hollow. I stood here, and I waited for the love of my life to walk toward me. Instead, she disappeared. I wish I could fix it, Dia whispered. So do I? And then I sat down, right there, on the altar where dreams were supposed to begin. The priest packed up quietly. The fire died, and I remained, not a groom, not a husband, just a man who died standing. Ishan opened the door. It's me. I didn't move. I heard Armand knocking, again and again, like a habit he didn't want to break. But habits meant routine, and routine meant comfort. I had neither. The knock turned to a louder bang. Ishan, I swear to God, if you don't open this. The door creaked open, not because I cared. I just didn't want the noise anymore. He stepped inside, his eyes scanning the room like it had changed. It hadn't, just more empty bottles and broken silence. You look like shit, he muttered, trying to force a smile. I shrugged. I feel worse. He walked to the window, pulled the curtain open. Light stabbed the room. I winced. You haven't eaten? Doesn't matter. You haven't showered either. Also doesn't matter. He turned to me, his voice softer. You can't keep doing this, man. It's been 5 days. Feels like one long nightmare. I said, my throat raw, except I don't get to wake up. He sat across from me, leaning forward, elbows on knees. Talk to me. What's the point? Because I'm here. Are you? I snapped, the words slipping before I could stop them. He blinked. What? I looked away. Nothing. No. Say it. I sighed, rubbing my temples. At the wedding, you didn't look at me. Not once. He tensed. I noticed. I was distracted, he said too quickly. I scoffed. You avoided my eyes like you knew it was coming. Ishan. She left me, Aman, on our wedding day. And you just stood there like a stranger. His mouth opened, then closed. I didn't know what was happening. None of us did. Really, I stared at him, because it felt like everyone did, except me. He stood, walking to the far wall. Silence stretched between us. You think I knew? I think you didn't want to know. He turned, jaw clenched. That's not fair. Nothing is fair. Not anymore. He stepped closer. You're angry. You need someone to blame. Maybe I do. I was your best man. And she was my bride. I whispered. At least I thought she was. His voice softened. Ishan, I swear I had no idea. I saw her walk out just like everyone else. Then why didn't you come after me? My voice cracked. Why didn't you say something when I broke down in that room? I didn't know what to say. You didn't try, I said. You all looked at me like I was an embarrassment, like I caused it. He sat down again, slower this time. We didn't know how to help you. You shut down. You pushed everyone away. Because you all left first. He looked away. The silence returned, heavier than before. I grabbed the glass on the table, stared at the half-melted ice. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I just sit here, replaying everything. Ishan, please. You need to talk to someone. I'm talking to you, a professional. I let out a dry laugh. I don't want therapy. I want answers. And if there are none, then I'll stay here with my shadow. It's the only thing that hasn't left me. Aman stood again, pacing now. You're scaring me, man. Good, because I'm scared too. He ran a hand through his hair. I wish I could fix this. You can't. He looked like he wanted to argue, but didn't. Instead, he pulled something from his pocket, a folded note. What's that? She left it with the driver. My heart slammed into my ribs. You've had this for days? I didn't know if you were ready. I stood slowly. My legs felt weak. Give it to me? He handed it over, hesitating. Are you sure? I took it without answering. The paper shook in my hand. You wanted to stay? No. I said, eyes fixed on the unopened letter. You've done enough. He opened his mouth, closed it. The door clicked shut behind him. Alone again. Just me and the note, and the shadow that refused to leave. I never expected Mrs. Mehta to show up at my door. She stood there, a rigid figure in the cold morning light. Her hands clenched tightly around a crumpled envelope. My heart raced, knowing something was wrong, even before she spoke. Her expression was blank, like she had no more tears left to cry, like she wasn't even human anymore, just a shell. Ishan, she said, her voice colder than I'd ever heard it. I have something for you. I reached out, my hands trembling. Was it from Rhea? A message, a sign, something that would pull me from a nightmare I've been trapped in. I tried to hold on to hope, but it slipped through my fingers like sand. She handed me the envelope, the paper worn and folded at odd angles. I could feel it shaking in my hands as I tore it open. The note inside was short, almost cruel in its simplicity. I'm sorry. I can't do this. Please don't look for me. The words blurred together. I couldn't read them again. Not once. Not ever. Mrs. Mehta, this can't be real. I whispered, my voice cracking. Her eyes were empty. She didn't flinch, didn't blink. Her gaze was distant. like she was already gone. You don't understand, Ishan, she murmured, shaking her head. She's gone. She made her choice. Why? I choked, my voice thick with disbelief. Why would she leave me? Why would she? It's not about you, Mrs. Mehta interrupted, her words slicing through me like a knife. She didn't want to be anyone's prisoner, not even yours. I stared at the note again, but it was useless. The words had already sunk into my heart, wrapping themselves around my chest like a vice. I sank to the floor, the paper slipping from my hands. The world felt hollow, empty, like I was falling into an endless void. Dia rushed in, her face flushed with anger and panic. No, this isn't right. This isn't from Leah. She wouldn't do this. But I couldn't bring myself to argue, to tell her that I knew deep down that this was real. I could feel in my bones. The truth I didn't want to acknowledge. It's a lie. Dia spat, eyes blazing as she turned to Mrs. Mehta. You're lying. You're just trying to hurt him. Mrs. Mehta didn't respond. She simply stared back, her expression unwavering. It was as if she had given up on everything. On me, on Rhea, on life itself. Dia moved closer to me, kneeling down beside me. Ishan, listen to me. Rhea's not like this. She wouldn't just leave. Not without a word, not without a fight. But the fight was over. I could feel it in the air. The weight of it pressed down on me until I could barely breathe. I wasn't enough, I whispered, my voice breaking. I was never enough. Dia's eyes softened, but there was nothing she could say to take away the pain. Nothing anyone could say. Rhea had made her choice, and I had been left behind. I closed my eyes, the tears coming faster now. I had nothing left to hold on to, nothing to fight for. Ishan, Dia said, her voice desperate now. Don't let her do this to you. Don't let her win. You deserve more than this. But I couldn't hear her. I couldn't hear anything over the sound of my own heart breaking. I'm done, Dia. I murmured, my hands pressing my face as I gave up. I'm done. The silence in the room was suffocating. Even Mrs. Mehta, standing by the door, seemed to vanish into the shadows. Her presence a mere echo of the woman I once knew. Rhea had chosen her path, and I was left with nothing but the fragments of what we'd once had. And no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't piece them back together. I stared at the screen like it was a joke. A cruel one. There she was, Rhea, wearing that red dress I bought her for our first anniversary. Her arm looped through his. Aryan, the caption read, New Power Couple? Arya Malhotra? I muttered, scrolling through the second photo. Isn't he the one with... Yeah, Alman said, not looking up from his coffee. Billionaire, owns half of Mumbai. I tossed my phone across the table. And now he owns her too, huh? Alman shifted in his seat, glancing at the phone, and then at me. Maybe it's for the best. For the best? My voice cracked. For the best? You think her laughing with another man is some kind of happy ending. Ishan, calm down. No, you calm down. I stood, knocking the chair back. We saw the pictures. She's smiling, genuinely smiling, like I never existed. I'm on side. People move on. She moved on before she even left. I snapped. Did you know? About them? He paused. Too long. I'm on. I took a step forward. Did you know? He ran a hand through his hair. I heard things, but nothing concrete. You heard things, and you didn't tell me. What would I say? Hey man, I think your fiancé is screwing around with a guy who owns 3 yachts. Yes, you should have said exactly that. Amon shook his head. You were already falling apart. I thought maybe it wasn't true. But it was true. I didn't want to hurt you more than you already were. You mean you didn't want to be the bad guy? I hissed. He looked down. Maybe. I paced the room, heart thudding so loud I could hear it in my ears. She said she loved me, Amon. I know. She said she'd never leave. I know, Ishan. And then I jabbed a finger toward the phone. She leaves and ends up in his arms. How long is this going on? I don't know. You do know, I said. You're just too much of a coward to admit it. I'm not. Yes, you are. I fart. You sat by and watched her slip away. You smiled at me while I planned a wedding she never intended to show up for. You think I wanted this, he snapped. You think I wanted to watch you crumble? Then why didn't you stop her? Because I couldn't. Rhea isn't the same girl anymore, Sean. And neither are you. That hit harder than I expected. I turned away, fist clenched. She chose him. She did. And you knew. I suspected. My voice dropped to a whisper. Why didn't you tell me? He didn't answer. I picked up the phone again, scrolling through more photos. Her head on Arian's shoulder. Her eyes bright alive. Eyes that once looked at me like that. How could she look so happy? Ishan, she ruined me. I know. I would have died for her. I know. I'm still trying to breathe without her. Amon stood up slowly, then stopped trying. Just breathe. Without her. I stared at him. Easy for you to say. No, it's not, he replied. You're my best friend. Watching you go through this, it's been hell. I trusted her, Amon. I know you did. I loved her. He nodded, more than anyone ever should. I sank into a chair, my anger replaced by something worse. Emptiness. She didn't just leave, she chose someone else. He didn't argue, and that silence told me everything. The streetlights blurred through my tears as I walked. No destination, just away. My feet hit the pavement like I was chasing silence, but it kept running faster. The bridge was empty. Cold wind, still water. I gripped the rusted railing. This is it. I muttered. My legs trembled. My heart didn't. That scared me more. I stepped up onto the ledge, fingers tightening. Don't. A voice. Not in my head. Real. Sharp but steady. I didn't look. Go away. No, she said. I won't. Then close your eyes. You don't need to see this. I already see enough, she said. You're not invisible, even if you want to be. Why are you still talking? Because you're still listening. I turned slightly. A girl, maybe my age, maybe older. Her eyes weren't afraid, just certain. You don't know me, I said. No, but I know pain. Great, then you know it wins. No, she said. It lies. I almost laughed. You really think words can fix this? No, she said. But maybe silence almost killed you. I blinked. Say it, she added. Whatever it is. I lost everything. I whispered. Keep going. My fiancée cheated. On me. With my best friend. She didn't flinch. My job? Gone. My parents? Blame me. My friends? Pick sides. Not mine. I'm sorry. Don't say that. Then I won't. I looked down at the river. I don't feel anything anymore. You do, she said softly. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Then what am I feeling right now? Desperation, grief, betrayal. Doesn't change anything. No, but jumping does. Forever. I want it to stop. So do I for you. Why? Because I was you. I turned. What? 2 years ago. Same bridge. Different night. And someone stopped you? No. No one came. I stepped down. She sighed in relief, but didn't move. What's your name? I asked. Anya. Ishan. I know. I frowned. How? You talk to yourself when you walk. I followed you from 2 streets back. Seriously? I wasn't going to let you fall. I sat on the ground. Why? Because someone should have done that for me. We sat in silence. This time, it didn't hurt. Why did you live? I asked because something inside me whispered, not yet. That sounds stupid. It does. But sometimes stupid saves lives. I wiped my face. So what now? You come with me? To where? Coffee. Or tea. Or just not here. I looked at the ledge. Feels wrong to walk away like nothing happened. You're not walking away. You're choosing to stay. I nodded. Okay. She smiled, stood, and offered her hand. I took it. Her grip was warm. Do you always save strangers? I asked. Only the ones who remind me of myself. I followed her into the night, the river behind me. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel alone. And that felt like the first step back. Ishan, eat something. You haven't touched your plate in an hour. I'm not hungry, Anya. You haven't been hungry for 3 days. I'll survive. She sighed, pulling the chair closer. You can't survive on coffee and denial. You need to face it. I am facing it. Every second. Every damn second she's gone. You're what? Torturing yourself? Waiting for her to text again. I stared at the wall, silent. Anya placed her hand over mine. You need to stop blaming yourself. What happened? It wasn't your fault. I pulled my hand back. You don't know that. I do, because I know Rhea. And this, she gestured at my cracked phone screen. This isn't her. She wouldn't just vanish. My voice cracked. Then why hasn't she come back? I think she didn't leave willingly. I looked at her. What are you saying? There are too many holes. The timing, the way Arian acted. The fact she didn't even say goodbye to me. You think Arian had something to do with this? I don't trust him. Neither does Dia. She's digging into him. Dia, that made me pause. Why? Because she saw Arian and Amon whispering at the engagement party, right after Rhea left. I sat up straighter. Amon too, apparently. Kabir said he'd look into Amon's recent transactions. You know he's good with tech. I rubbed my face, try and process. Why would Amon get involved? He's been my friend since college. Some friends wear masks. I swallowed hard. I don't even know who to trust anymore. You can trust me. Her words hit harder than I expected. I looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time in days. Why are you still here? Because I care. Because someone has to stop you from falling apart. I took a shaky breath and reached into the drawer. The old phone I hadn't opened in months. Rhea's old texts, our late night chats, her voice notes, all still there. Listen to this, I said, pressing play, her voice soft and sleepy. No matter what happens, I'll never leave you, not unless you want me to. Anya's eyes glistened. She meant that. Then why? Something happened. She's in trouble, Ishan. We need to find her. I stared at the screen. Her last message was just, I'm sorry. That's not her. That's not how she says goodbye. Exactly. That's what Dia said too. She sent that at 2:13 a.m. But before that, she messaged me at midnight. Call me if you're awake. I didn't see it. I was asleep. You couldn't have known. I should have known. No. Anya stood, pacing now. Stop blaming yourself. The focus now is on figuring out what really happened. Kabir's checking Amon's phone records. Dia's getting Arian's past details. I don't know what to feel anymore. Anger? Guilt. Feel whatever you need to. But don't give up. I got up, walking to the window. The city lights blurred. You ever feel like the ground beneath you was never real to begin with? Every day since you left. I turned. What if everything we have is a lie? It wasn't. I saw the way she looked at you, Ishan. I clenched my fists. Then why did she look so calm when she walked away? Maybe because someone made her. That thought chilled me. Anya's phone buzzed. She picked it up, frowned. It's Dia. She put it on speaker. I found something. Dia's voice was rushed. Arian isn't who he says he is. His name was different 5 years ago. Arman Khurana. He changed his identity. What? I said, my chest tightening. And there's more, Dia continued. He used to work for a company that went bankrupt. Rhea's dad was involved. I staggered back a step. So Arian had a reason to hate them? Exactly. And Amon? He received a transfer from an unknown account 2 days before Rhea vanished. Anya's eyes met mine. I whispered, they planned it. Looks like it, Dia said. The call ended. Silence filled the room. They took her from me, I said, barely breathing. Anya stepped closer. Then we get her back. But what if she's already gone? She touched my chest. Then we fight for truth anyway. I sat down, scrolling back through Ria's messages, eyes scanning every line. Smiley faces, little hearts, a message from a week before she left. I had a weird feeling today, like someone was watching me. My throat tightened. Anya, yeah, I don't think she left me. I think she was taken. A pause. Then we're not stopping until we find her. I scroll through Armand's phone again, fists clenched. The messages were all there. Arian, thanks for the info. Insecure girls are easier to manipulate. Armand, just don't push too hard. She's already on edge. My blood boiled. I stormed into the backyard where Armand was sitting on the swing like nothing had happened. Armand, I called. He looked up, smiling. Yo, Ishan, what's up? I held up his phone. You tell me. His smile faltered. Where did you get that? Don't bother. Just tell me why the hell you were feeding Arian her insecurities like a damn vending machine. He stood up slowly. I can explain. Then explain. Right now. Because if you lie, I swear, I didn't mean to hurt her. You did hurt her. You destroyed her. For what? Aman looked away. I just wanted her to see the truth. What truth? That she didn't belong with you. My heart dropped. What the hell are you saying? She wasn't happy, Deshawn. She said so every time we talked. And that gave you the right to run Arian? The guy who used her? Manipulated her? I warned him not to mess with her. You handed her over. Aman rubbed his face. I didn't think he'd go that far. Bullshit, I spat. You knew what kind of guy he is. I just wanted her to question. That's all. Make her think. Reflect. I never thought she'd break. You wanted her to doubt me? He didn't answer. Why? I demanded. What the hell did I ever do to you? You looked me in the eye, for once not flinching. I loved her too. The silence cracked something in me. I loved her, he repeated, voice low, since the first year. But she chose you. Always you. I took a step back. So you sabotage everything? She was already confused. I just nudged that. You broke her trust. You made her question everything. She never trusted herself to begin with, he said. You were too perfect. She thought she wasn't enough. So instead of helping, you made her spiral deeper? I thought if she left you, maybe she'd see me. You're sick. I loved her, he whispered. Not the way you did. I saw her pain. I wanted to fix it. By using Arian? I didn't plan that. Arian came to me asking why she was distant. I told him what I knew. I didn't tell him to manipulate her. You gave him the tools, the blueprint. Aman stared at the ground. I know. You could have told me, I said, my voice shaking. You could have warned her, protected her. He looked up, eyes red, and lost it forever? You already did. He nodded slowly. I know. I took a deep breath. My fists were still clenched. You ruined her life. Do you even get that? I ruined my life too. No. You made a choice. She paid the price. Ishan, I'm sorry. I truly am. I stepped closer. You don't get to be sorry. He didn't move. Then, hit me. What? If that's what you want. Hit me. I deserve it. I want to. God, I want to. Then do it. I raised my fist. It trembled in the air. His eyes stayed locked on mine, unblinking, waiting. But I didn't hit him. I'm not wasting my revenge on someone like you. I said, not yet. Aman exhaled, but it wasn't relief. It was shame. I lost her, he whispered. We both did. No, I said. You threw her away. He said nothing. I turned around. Stay away from me. And pray she never finds out what you did. He didn't follow. Didn't beg. Just silence behind me and rage burning ahead. But revenge, it would come later. I stood in front of the house, heart pounding like it recognized the place better than I did. The gate creaked as I pushed it open. Guess some things don't change, I whispered. Inside, the air was stale, like memories left to rot. Every corner whispered her name. Rhea. Her laugh still echoed in my ears, and I hated how alive it felt in this dead place. The mirror in her old bedroom looked wrong. Off-center. I tapped it. Hollow. My fingers curled around the edge. With a firm tug, the mirror came loose, revealing a tiny hollow space. A notebook, faded, worn, soft from too much holding. I opened it. Her handwriting, slanted, hurried, my name in the very first line. Dear Diary, I'm doing this because I have no choice. Because if I don't, Sean dies. What the hell? I kept reading. Ma won't stop. She keeps telling me to think of our future. She doesn't care about love, only security, reputation. And Arian's family, they're worse. They said they'd hurt Sean if I didn't leave him. I believe them. I still do. My hands trembled. I sank onto the edge of the bed. He doesn't know. He can't. If he finds out, he'll blame himself. So I made him hate me. I said things I didn't mean. I crushed him. I know, but I had to, because I still love him. I flipped the page like it was burning my fingers. I watch him sometimes. From afar, he looks thinner, angry, broken. I did that, but at least he's breathing, alive, not buried like they threatened. That's all I wanted. Him, alive. No, I muttered, throat dry. No, this isn't. My voice cracked. If one day he finds this, please tell him I'm sorry. I never stopped loving him. I just wanted him safe, even if it meant I die every day without him. I slammed the diary shut, chest heaving, footsteps behind me. I spun around. Empty. Paranoia? Or was I just losing it? I clutched the diary. Why didn't you just tell me, Rhea? We could have figured this out. Together. My voice echoed off the walls. No answer. You broke me. I hated you. I tried to forget you, damn it. My fist clenched. But all this time, you were protecting me? Silence. Heavy and suffocating. I opened the diary again, needing to read the words that wrecked me. He was my safest place, my loudest laugh, my reason to wake up. And now he's my reason to walk away. I hope he understands one day. Tears blurred the ink. I heard her voice in every word. Why would you carry all that alone, Rhea? I dropped the diary beside me. You made me hate you, save me. The mirror still leaned against the wall, reflecting a face I barely recognized. Tired, hollow, I laughed bitterly, and I thought I was a victim. The door creaked. Again, no one. I grabbed the diary and tucked it inside my jacket. She left pieces of herself here, hiding behind mirrors, buried in pages. And I came here looking for answers, only to find a love so real it shattered me all over again. Outside, the air hit cold and harsh. My phone buzzed. Ari, where are you? I stared at the screen, then typed. Me. I found something. Everything's about to change. I slipped the phone back into my pocket. She left me, but she never stopped loving me. And now, I couldn't hate her even if I tried, because behind every lie was a truth, and that truth still loved me. I was wrong about her, I muttered, staring at the cracked photo frame in my hand. When finally see it, Almon's voice echoed in my head. But this time, I heard the lies behind every word. Rhea wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I whispered to myself. She was trying to survive. I slammed the drawer shut. Letters, receipts, voice memos, all of it. Proof of what they did to her. My hands shook, not from rage, but from the weight of truth. She tried to leave. I said aloud, like if I kept speaking it, the guilt wouldn't eat me alive. You know she came to me crying, right? Almon had one smirk, sipping his drink like nothing mattered, begged me to help her. And I believed he was being noble. God, I was blind. I called Arian. Tell me the truth. He laughed. About what, Sean? You used her. Come on, don't be dramatic. It was business. She knew what she was signing up for. She was 19. She was useful. Her face, her background. Clients loved it. You disgust me. You love the benefits too, he spat. Don't pretend you didn't. I hung up before my fist went through the wall. My breath came in short, hot bursts. It wasn't just betrayal. It was rot from all directions. I walked into the study. Ria's journal was still there, hidden behind my old files. Page after page. Her voice bled through every word. They keep telling me to smile, that I'm lucky, but all I feel is trapped. I tried to leave today. Mrs. Mehta stopped me at the gate. She smiled and said, "We all play roles, darling. Yours is just prettier." Alman said he'd help me, but his eyes, they scare me now. I sank to the floor, my back against the cold wall. She wasn't a villain, I said, voice breaking. They were not. I didn't move. Masi's voice followed. "Ishan, you okay?" "No." She opened the door anyway. "You've been in here for hours." I know now." "Know what?" "What they did to her." She looked at me like I was too old for this pain, too late to grieve. She tried to run. I said, "Not once, twice, and both times they dragged her back." "Ishan." Alman wanted her for himself. Arian used her like a pawn, and Mrs. Mehta, she treated her like furniture. Status. I didn't know. "You did." I snapped. "You all did." She took a breath. "What will you do?" My voice dropped to a whisper. "What they deserve. You can't fight them head on." "I won't," I said, standing. "I'll be smart. I'll be patient." Masi stepped back. "And Ria?" "She trusted me. Once. You think you can fix this?" "No," I said, "but I can burn down everything that broke her." I stepped past her, down the hall where every painting, every vase, every polished inch reeked of their wood. I'd make them fall, one by one, starting with Amon. I sit in the dim light of my room, watching the screen flicker as Kabir's face appears. He speaks first, his voice a whisper. "I've done it. The information's been sent out." I don't reply right away. I don't need to. I already know what's coming. I've waited for this moment for far too long. Arian's crimes are finally exposed. The proof buried deep in files Kabir helped secure. The pieces are in place. And Arian? I ask, my voice steady controlled. I can hear my own heartbeat thumping in my chest. But I don't let it show. Kabir's face darkens. He's done for. The authorities are already moving in. His empire is crumbling bit by bit. I lean back in my chair, fingers tapping the edge of the desk. No words are necessary. Arian's fault isn't about revenge. It's about justice, about the quiet satisfaction that comes from watching the world he built collapse under the weight of his own lies. He's going to pay for everything he's done. The sound of police sirens in the distance reaches my ears, distant yet unmistakable. I close my eyes for a moment, letting the sound wash over me. It's happening. Ishan, Kabir says, pulling me back from my thoughts. Everything's set. They'll arrest him tonight. Good. I mutter, watching the screen carefully. Then it begins. Kabir's voice takes on a more somber tone. What about Mrs. Mehta? Her reputation will be shattered too. I don't flinch. Let her feel the consequences of her choices. She stood by while her son ruined lives. I have no sympathy for her. Fair enough, Kabir responds. Alman will be left with nothing. His job, his reputation, all gone. It's all unraveling. I remain silent, the weight of my decision heavy in my chest. Justice doesn't need to be pretty. It's a cold, quiet thing, and I've watched it unfold with barely a thought. Only a steady hand guiding the course. I've been patient. This has always been the end game. I hear a soft knock on the door. I don't move. I already know who it is. My mother enters, her expression anxious as always. But I don't look at her. I'm too focused on the chaos unfolding elsewhere. Too focused on the shift in power that I can almost taste. Ishan, I heard the news. Is it true? She asks, her voice trembling. I don't speak right away. Instead, I give a single nonchalant nod. Yes, I say, my voice flat. It's happening. Her eyes widen, her hand clutching the doorframe. And you're just letting it happen? My lips curl into a thin smile. I don't need to do anything. Everything is already set in motion. Arian's arrested. Mrs. Meta will be humiliated. Almond will lose everything. My mother stares at me, speechless. Her gaze shifts to the screen, but she knows there's no turning back now. The damage has been done. She just doesn't know what part one played in. Ishan, she pauses, clearly unsure how to proceed. But what about you? Are you okay with this? I meet her gaze for the first time since she entered. The corner of my mouth lifts. Just a little. It's over. It had to be. The phone buzzes on the desk beside me. I glance at the screen, where Kabir's message appears. Arian's arrested. They're moving in on Mrs. Meta. Amon's lost his job and reputation. The dominoes are falling. I don't feel relief. I don't feel anything. There's no joy in watching someone else lose their empire, their world. It's just the way things should be. It's justice. It's quiet. And it's enough. I turn to my mother, who still stands in the doorway, looking lost. I'm going to bed. She doesn't argue. She knows there's nothing more to say. I don't need to explain myself anymore. The world is changing, and I've done my part, without lifting a finger, without making a sound. As I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, I can almost hear the echoes of everything falling apart. The lives unraveling, the connections breaking, the people who thought they were untouchable suddenly exposed. I think about Arian, about Mrs. Meta, about Armand. I think about how I've been silent through it all. And in the silence, I finally feel something. Not satisfaction, not anger, not even victory, just peace. Karma began quietly, but it always gets what's owed in the end. I hadn't expected to see her again, not after everything. The station was packed, people rushing in all directions, the trains blurring past as if they had a mind of their own. I was lost in the noise, my mind somewhere else entirely. But then I saw her, Rhea. She was standing by the platform, shoulders hunched, eyes scanning the crowd. A familiar anxiety etched into her face. Her hair was messier than I remembered, dark circles under her eyes, and her posture seemed like she was trying to shrink away from the world around her. I froze, my heart. It felt like it had stopped. She didn't see me at first. I debated turning around and leaving. It had been months, and I wasn't sure I was ready to confront her, even now. But there was something about the way she looked, defeated, scared, vulnerable, that made me stay rooted to the spot. Her eyes met mine. For a moment, the world went still. The noise faded. The crowd disappeared. All I could see was her, the woman who had torn my world apart, now standing there like a ghost, like a shadow of who she once was. She took a step toward me, and I couldn't breathe. I wanted to run, to hide from the pain that suddenly resurfaced. But I couldn't. I had to face this. I had to face her. Rhea's lips parted, and she mouthed something, her voice lost in the hum of the station. I'm sorry. It hit me like a wave. I could see it in her eyes, guilt, regret, and maybe, just maybe, a sliver of love that had never truly faded. My hands trembled, and for the briefest moment, I wondered if I would collapse right there. But I didn't. Instead, I gave her a small smile. The kind of smile that was so sad, it didn't quite reach my eyes. I know, I whispered, though I don't think she heard me. Her breath hitched, and the tears that had been threatening to spill finally broke free. She wiped them away quickly, but the damage was done. I saw it. I saw the woman who had once been everything to me, now a shadow of that love. I wanted to reach out to her, to hold her, to say everything I'd never said before, but I didn't. I hope you're okay, I said, my voice steady despite the chaos inside me. She nodded, her face pale, but there was something in her eyes, a deep ache that mirrored my own. She didn't say anything else. There was nothing left to say. For a moment, we just stood there, the world spinning around us. The past was too heavy between us, and yet I could feel the weight of the future pressing on me, the future that did include her. Goodbye, Rhea, I said softly. She opened her mouth as though to say something. but no words came out. She looked like she wanted to run after me, to grab my arm and pull me back, to beg me to stay. But she didn't. She couldn't. I turned away, slowly at first, as if my body were protesting. But then, it was like I had broken free. There was no anger, no hate, just peace. And maybe, just maybe, that was the first step toward healing. Some love must end to set us free. I walked away. I sit on the edge of my bed, staring at the cracked frame of the picture. Anya, her face was always so full of life, so full of promises. I used to think that if I could just fix everything, if I could just make her love me the way I loved her, everything would be okay. But what do I know now? I've been through hell and back, and I don't even recognize the person I was before. It wasn't a sudden change. It didn't happen overnight. I didn't wake up one day and decide to just stop chasing her. Stop longing for something that was never mine to begin with. It took time, moments where I wanted to scream, to run after her, to tell her I was still here, that I still cared. But I didn't. I met Rhea along the way. Funny how sometimes life throws someone into your path and you're not looking. Rhea isn't Anya. She doesn't need to be. She's Rhea. And somehow that's enough. You okay? Her voice cuts through my thoughts. I glance over at her standing in the doorway, her arms crossed, leaning against the frame like she always does when she's worried. She knows me better than anyone else. I shrugged, giving her a half smile. I'm fine, Rhea. Just thinking. About her? She knows the answer, but she still asks. I don't mind. I think she wants me to say it out loud, even if I've said it 1,000 times before. Yeah, I admit, but not in the way you think. Rhea steps inside, sitting beside me, her presence somehow grounding. I feel lighter with her here. Maybe that's why I let her stay close. It's not because I want to replace Anya. It's because I've realized something important. I've been chasing someone else's version of happiness. I thought it was Anya. I thought I could fix what was broken. But it wasn't her I needed to save. It was me. You know, Rhea says softly, sometimes people don't come back, no matter how hard we try to make them. But that doesn't mean we can't move on, right? It doesn't mean there's no one else for you. Her words sink in slowly, like they've been waiting for this moment to settle in my mind. I look at her, really look at her. Her brown eyes hold no judgment, only understanding. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's what I was missing all along. I turn my gaze back to the picture. Anya's smile feels so distant now. It doesn't hurt as much. I'm not waiting for her anymore. I don't think I'm looking for closure. I say, the words coming out more easily than I thought they would. I've spent so long thinking I needed it. But maybe it's enough to just let things be, to just let her go. Rhea's fingers brush mine. Quiet reassurance. It's enough. You don't need to chase after something that's already lost. I nod, feeling something shift inside me. There was a time I couldn't imagine life without Anya. But here I am, and somehow it's still moving forward. I inhale deeply, my chest no longer tight with the weight of unspoken words. I lost her, but I found myself. Rhea smiles. It's soft, like she's heard that from me before. Good. You're finally starting to see it. I let out a quiet laugh, the kind that's full of relief. Maybe it took breaking me to make me realize what was always right in front of me. There's a long pause. The silence is comfortable now, not heavy like before. Rhea shifts closer, her head resting on my shoulder. I think I found a kind of peace, one I never thought I'd get to. I don't need to chase after the past anymore. I don't need closure. I just need to keep moving forward. Thank you, I whisper, barely audible. For what? She asks, her voice full of curiosity. For breaking me enough to build me better.